A quiet night in wartime. Sometimes a story does not begin with birth, and not even with love. Sometimes it begins with war, with silence. A silence where people learn to live as if tomorrow may never come. This was Europe, the last years of the Second World War. Cities were damaged, but people were tired of fear. They spoke quietly, they looked around carefully, they did not ask too many questions, but in times like this, strange meetings can change everything. Her name was Eliza. She lived in a small town. The streets were narrow and windows were always covered with thick curtains. Every morning she opened a small bakery. It belonged to her mother before her. The building was old. The sign was wooden. The steps were broken. But for the people of the town, it was not just a bakery. It was a place where life continued. Eliza woke up before sunrise every day. She made dough with her hands. Outside, the city slowly woke up. Sometimes there were footsteps, sometimes sirens, sometimes only silence. And silence was the worst sound of all. Eliza almost never spoke about the future, because in those years, the future was something no one trusted. Every evening, she closed the bakery and wrote one sentence in a small notebook. Today, the world was a little quieter. She did not know why she wrote it, but it helped her stay strong. Marcus came to the town like many people did in wartime, quietly, suddenly. He did not wear a uniform, but something in his eyes showed danger. He was a messenger. He carried letters, documents, sometimes people, sometimes hope. He never stayed in one place for long, and he did not ask questions. His life was a road with no home. But one evening, everything changed. It was a rainy night. The rain was heavy, like the sky wanted to wash the world clean. Eliza closed the bakery late. The dough had not risen well. When she locked the door, she heard footsteps. She turned around. A man stood there, wet, tired, silent. "Do you need something?" she asked. He looked at the bakery sign, then at her. "I need to stay for the night." It was not a question. Eliza should have said no. It would have been safer, but she said, "The bakery is closed." A pause. Then she added, "But you can come in." Inside it was warm. The smell of bread was still in the air. Marcus sat near the wall, keeping his coat on. Eliza cleaned the room quietly. The silence between them was not empty. It felt alive. "You are not from here?" Marcus asked. "I have lived here all my life." "Then why do you look like that?" "Like what?" He thought for a moment. "Like you already lost something important." Eliza turned away. "Everyone here has lost something." Time passed. Rain hit the windows. Then Marcus asked, "Are you afraid?" "Of what?" "That this will never end." Eliza smiled a little. "Everyone says it is almost over." "But you don't believe it?" She looked at him, and then she said the truth. "I don't know how to live after it ends." Marcus stayed silent for a long time. Then he said, "That is more frightening than war." Late at night they heard noise outside, footsteps, many. Marcus stood up quickly. "Who is it?" Eliza whispered. He looked through the window. "Soldiers." Eliza turned pale. "Are they looking for someone?" "Yes." He looked at her. "Me." A loud knock hit the door. Again, strong, demanding. Marcus said fast, "If they ask, you don't know me." "And if I don't open the door, then they leave." But neither of them believed that. Eliza opened the storage room. "Go in." "This is crazy," Marcus said. "Now." He went inside. She covered the door with bags of flour. Her heart was beating too fast. The soldiers entered. A tall man. Was he here? I am alone, Eliza said calmly. They looked around, too carefully, too long. Finally they left. Silence returned. Eliza opened the storage room. Marcus came out. You could have died, he said. But I didn't. Why did you do that? She answered. Because you looked like it was not your time to die. Marcus almost smiled. You don't know me. Then let's begin. They talked until morning, about fear, about life, about what comes after. Marcus said, I don't stay in one place. Eliza said, I don't know how to wait. It felt strange, because both of them understood something important. This night was not random. When morning came, Marcus had to leave. He stood at the door. I don't know if I will come back, he said. Eliza nodded. I don't know what will happen to me either. He paused, then said quietly, If I don't return, don't look for me. And then he left. The door closed. Eliza stayed alone. She cleaned the bakery. She removed the flour. She tried to make everything look normal again. But something inside her had changed. She felt tired, strange, weak. She sat down and thought, something is wrong with me. Days later, she went to a woman who helped people with medicine. The woman looked at her carefully, then asked softly, When were your last signs? Eliza did not understand at first. Then she became silent, and everything became clear without words. That evening, she stood by the window. Outside, the world was still at war. Somewhere far away, Marcus might still be alive, or not. She placed her hand on her stomach, very gently, and whispered, You chose a very strange time to arrive.